Oh, how wonderful it can be to share a common interest with people you hold dear. Welcome back to Tables of Goodness and the ongoing quest to keep your family's interest in board games up high. Well, I'd say one of the major struggles today is the sheer amount of things one can do to fill, every spare minute of the day. You're up against streaming, gaming, phones, and many, many more distractors that you can sink endless amounts of time into. But the thing is that games can be so wonderfully imaginative, and if you're looking at the right ones, they too can capture and hold your kids' attention. That said, I'm a firm believer that you will have to show them how exciting this world can be by leading by example. So what do I mean by that? Well, my wife and I both get games to the table very often, and we try to have games out during our kids' awake time that are also interesting to look at. That could be in terms of colors, like Sagrada here, or in terms of components, like the cute polar bears in Rescue Polar Bears. But most of the groundwork, if you so will, started from an early age on. We always had some kid-friendly and age-appropriate games out and available, and there's so many good publishers for these kinds of games nowadays, like Harbor, for example, which focus on easy-to-understand rules and great haptic components. And yeah, those games might not be what you want to play most, but those kinds of games certainly spark curiosity and excitement when played, and help develop all kinds of skills early on. We even often played with the components themselves, giving them stories of their own, and this tradition actually continues to this very day, where games that are yet too complicated are being brought to the table and imaginative stories are being played with the game's components. An all-time favorite has been Flamecraft right here, whereas the rules are yet too complex. Playing with the dragons, wooden components, and metal coins has been an absolute blast. A while ago, I did this video on teaching board games. And I think a large part to keeping interest up with regards to kids is by being flexible when it comes to rules, allowing for some wiggle room without actually letting someone win every single time. I guess it's the balance that counts. There's also this plethora of games available today that really work well with kids. Take Outfox Tier, for example. At its core, this game is a classic whodunit. You collect clues and uncover potential suspects, ruling all but one out over time. Highly recommendable for kids aged 5-ish. Since our daughter is very much into everything magical and fantastical right now, we also tried to lean into that by getting Magic Keys, a push-your-luck type of game with sparkly gems, magnetic keys, and overall, a really cool aesthetic, which immediately became a contender for most played game. And there's even games that have been co-designed by kids. Take Cora Quest, for example, by Dan Hughes and his daughter Cora. It's a dungeon crawler aimed at kids, and I can't wait until we can get this to the table. The benefit of all those games is, at least from a certain age on, that they are not just fun for the kids, they are actually engaging for the whole family. And a lot of games available nowadays are also cooperative. And I think, especially initially, this is a real game changer, as you'll be making a joint effort to win a game, allowing for much more natural gameplay than if you would try to not, accidentally win the game. And of course, there's your very classic family games like Monopoly or Operation, but somehow they do have a different feel to them. Maybe it's literally changes in board game design over the years. It's somehow hard to say. One thing that I did notice is that games that are more reminiscent of, say, modern children's books, like Creature Comforts, immediately get more attention at home than, say, Activity. A lot of the games we play also have some kind of educational aspect to it. So if your kid is eager to learn, what better way to do that than while playing? So yeah, I believe there's two big takeaways here. Leaning into existing interests from a very young age and finding a game that has an overlap there, and I'm not talking about just getting a, Gabby's Dollhouse, if that's what excites them, skinned game, but something that has a more wholesome theme with interesting components. And there's tons out there, and for you, as the adult, finding an appreciation for a wider array of games and getting those to the table more often. What are some of the games that you're playing with your family? Is there anything that you would recommend checking out? Let's chat in the comments down below, and until then, see you next time on Tabletop Goodness.